Particular.
which we'll just do right now. It was so funny editing the last one because we were kind of bantering, but are you okay?
Just had to get, my hydraulics let out.
Wait, are we still talking about your chair? Hey, Paige.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you
doing?
Joey Tribbiani. For those of you watching or listening, the Daring Deeply podcast, welcome. We're starting with Joey Tribbiani. It's a little trivia for Tribbiani. It's part of what show, Paige?
Everyone loves Joey, by the way. And he's, of course, a part of Friends.
Friends. The 90s sitcom that, wow, incredibly popular. One of your favorites, if not favorite. Fair enough to say. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So can you say a particular favorite character? Do you have a favorite character on that show?
No, because when I start to name one, I end up naming all six. And so I don't think I can put my finger on just one. It changes with mood.
I see. And now I'm forgetting the names. I was going to say you relate more to Phoebe, Monica, or
Rachel.
I couldn't remember her name. I was going to say Jennifer. So Phoebe, Monica, or Rachel. Who would you say you related to most at that time?
Ooh, Phoebe. I'm always a Phoebe. Yeah.
Ooh, how come? Tell me more.
She is strange and mystical and loving, and she is such a sweet spirit. She's so present, and she's an amazing friend.
Yeah, interesting. Present. And my perception of Phoebe is not present because she was so like, what? But now that I'm kind of talking my way through this, it's like, she was most likely the most present. She was certainly the ground. Okay, now I'm talking myself out of it. She was a grounding force. Now that I think about it, where everybody else was just kind of like satellites around, kind of floating around, trying to.
Yeah, hung up on romance, hung up on drama. They're hung up on all of these factors of typical everyday life. And I felt like she was just kind of bopping around in her own world and was doing her weird mystical things.
There you go. Okay, well, that was a great podcast. Thanks for participating.
I think we're done.
Love you, sweetie. I think, and scene. Beautiful. How appropriate. Well, we will add a little bit more. So again, welcome to the Daring Deeply podcast. I'm David Lee, your co-host, along with
Paige Stuart.
With
Daring Deeply.
We're going to get that nailed one of these days. I love it. So welcome, friends. Come on in. Grab a cup of coffee, glass of wine, whatever you'd like if you're listening or watching. Welcome to the Daring Deeply podcast with David Lea Paige Stuart of Daring Deeply. We mentioned last time, Paige, that perhaps it's time for us to tackle, embrace, embody this idea of purpose. And we were inspired to launch into this conversation today because I just got off what we call a pre-event retreat Zoom call with one of our participants who will be attending a retreat that we're holding here in Nashville, Tennessee this week when this podcast is being recorded. It is April of 2022. And I just got off the phone with her, and she was eliciting some thoughts and perspectives. I was challenging her to really come into our container, this retreat experience this week, with an outcome or multiple outcomes. And this is what she said. It was so beautifully said. And we've heard this in many different ways. It just really, really moved me in that moment. And she said, I know I'm a mom. I know I'm a wife. I know I'm a business professional, but I really don't know who I am. And I was so moved by that. And that never gets old. And we get that a lot with the folks who engage with us here at Daring Deeply and our clients. And so we wanted to talk about purpose and what that means in life. And I think it kind of goes back to the age-old question of what's life all about? What's my purpose? Why am I here? What am I doing? Who am I? And I think so often we can kind of start with this narrative that says, well, far too often we're defining our purposes by what we do, our profession, our career, most especially in the masculine. I will claim that many of us dudes, us men, the first question we ask one another in a social situation when we first meet is what? Hey, Bob, what do you do? As if that absolutely defines us. And in some ways, it has. And I know certainly in past generations, and certainly, it reigns true here as well, is that our career defines who we are, what we do, what we spend most of our time doing, career, job, whatever it may be. And yet, what we've come to understand and how we help navigate our clients and so many others to truly understand there's so much more to our purpose, that it's not our career. It's not even the roles that we play, which those of you that are watching or listening may be thinking, oh, wait, I thought I was a mom. I thought I was a dad. I thought I was a worker. I thought I was a professional. I thought I was a son, a daughter, an uncle. So I would love to hear kind of what your initial thoughts are when it comes to purpose and kind of branching off on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good. And this is a really important conversation. And it's not that, so if there are listeners and people in the audience saying like, oh, I thought I was a mom, I thought I was a sister, I thought I was this and that and all the other things and the roles and the jobs and everything, great. It's not that you're not, but like if we really strip it down and peel back those layers, who's left? What's left? And so that's where purpose comes in. Like to me, purpose is the reason you exist. It is the reason. And I feel like it is our responsibility as humans to understand and search and quest for the reason. And once we can fully figure it out, then that's when we can embody our purpose and live this really beautiful, radiant, life-giving existence, serving ourselves and serving others.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people have such a hard time identifying what that purpose is, including me. I was in that space for many, many years. And gosh, you feel lost, like lack of direction, lack of understanding. And it's like something's missing and you so badly are just seeking alignment and seeking meaning and reason for life.
Yeah, wonderfully said. I think that so many folks who come to us, they use words and leverage vocabulary like I feel stuck. I don't know who I am. This particular woman coming into, bless you. And those visually watching will see that. Those who are auditorily watching, listening, they missed it. I'm sure it was a beautiful sneeze. God bless you. What so often is folks will come to us and say, I'm lost. I need help. I need direction. I'm stuck. And in essence, what they're asking for is direction into purpose and to really understand that it's far beyond the roles. And yes, as we enjoy and challenge our clients to reframe language, because language is a big deal to us, isn't it, Paige? We talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time, how much we are language phobes, you and I. And we also then convey that to our clients to say that language matters and how we speak to ourselves, most notably, is super, super important and impactful and can become limiting if we allow it to become. And when one of these limitations is the language that becomes the roles and misguides us down the pathway of saying, being a dad, being a worker, being a son, defines us as our purpose. When in reality, yes, a role that you play perhaps is a mom. A role that you play is a dad. A role that you play is a worker. A role that you play is whatever that may be. And so we all have these different roles, but it doesn't define our purpose. I love what you said. Say that again. Your purpose is what? The
reason.
The reason. Oh, the why. right?
Mhm.
We're consistently asking and challenging our clients to define the why. Why are you here? Why are you in that relationship? Why are you in that career? Why are you in that job? Why is that important to you? Tell me more, right?
Mhm.
And these questions can be really, really, really challenging. What they do reveal is a pathway to purpose. And that's what we help certainly folks to understand. I'd love to know if you're open to share, Paige, and I can share too. What does it feel in your body to feel like you're out of alignment or out of purpose or still trying to figure that out? Because you said, oh my gosh, this is where I was for so long. What does it feel like in relation and help our audience to really understand and perhaps even connect with what you and I have certainly gone through, and we're still on the journey, right? It's not like we've landed and we've arrived, but we certainly have moved into a space to where we understand our purpose a little bit better.
Mhm. This is really important. I love how you brought the somatic work into this, and to understand how purpose or lack of purpose feels in the body. Because once we can get that, oh my gosh, we are making really great progress. Really great awareness there. When I am not living in alignment with my purpose, I feel stuck. I feel stuck. I feel frustrated. Everything just feels kind of icky and hard. Nothing is going as smooth as I like for it to go. It just feels complicated. It feels frustrating. Sometimes I feel very disconnected to me. I feel like physically I'm here, but like emotionally or spiritually, I'm not, or mentally. Um, it feels so clunky. Life feels clunky, and everything. It's just like trying to shove the square peg into the round hole. It's exhausting. I am so tired. I feel burnt out. I feel like I'm just running on empty, running on fumes. When I'm living in alignment, when I feel connected to me and who I am and where I'm going and what I'm doing, and feel alive in my purpose, oh my gosh, everything flows. It feels like it's falling into place. It feels like a life of peace and comfort and ease. I feel creative. I feel open and expansive. It's night and day. It's very contrasting between the two. And I know pretty well instantly at this point in my life, all right, what am I in purpose or am I out of purpose? And if I'm out of purpose, what can I do to get myself back in purpose as quickly as I can?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah. As you were speaking there, I kept thinking about those that are watching or listening to this podcast. If they're resonating with what you're saying, is I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling misaligned, I'm feeling icky. I think you used the word icky. Was icky a word that you used?
Yes.
Right. And what we want to convey, and I certainly can relate to much of what you said, Paige, was that if you're feeling this, you're not alone. That those of you out there that feel stuck, that may be checking all the boxes of life, may have a fantastic job and have great kids and a great relationship, or maybe not so great relationship, but a great career, and living the life in which you thought was going to drive your purpose. When in reality, and this is what happens, so many folks will come to us and say, I thought I had the blueprint. And I thought I followed the way in which to find my purpose. Someone told me, or many people told me. Maybe it was a parental figure, maybe it was a mentor, maybe it was, someone along the lines that said, this is the way that you go to find your purpose. And what they've discovered now is that has been a misguided pathway to purpose, that it's not a career, it's not as a role as mom, it's not a role as parent, as whatever the case may be. And that feeling misaligned is often what we feel in our bodies, and we're not even sure that it's there. We're not even sure that we're in that space, right? And it really takes the love and support and safe and secure container that what we provide at Daring Deeply is to help people become unstuck and to understand, oh, what's my purpose? So many folks will come to us and go, I don't even know who I am. It's like this wonderful individual, this woman who's coming to our event this week said, I just want to figure out who I am. And so often these thoughts, or these feelings, I should more specifically say, are discarded, or are said, oh, you're just having a midlife crisis, or you're having a quarter life crisis, or you're just in a bad space, or you'll get over it. The sun will come out tomorrow. Put on a happy face, change your mindset, right? Which, as we know, is a false hope, right? That it's not simply to flip a switch and say, oh, okay, now I'm going to feel better about who I am, and that's going to help lead me to the purpose. It's far deeper than that, and it includes healing. It includes the work through our past pain and trauma and all those types of things to really realize our purpose.
Wow. Yes. It's taking a good, hard, honest look at ourselves and to stop outrunning the inside just by checking the boxes on the outside. Because that was
hold on. Okay. Wait. And I try really hard not to interrupt you, my beauty, my love, but that was brilliant. Can you remember what you just said and say that again for our audience, please?
Yeah. So rather than outrunning what's on the inside, we are checking the boxes on the outside.
Beautiful.
And that's a life I lived. You know, you've got the career, you've got the money, you've got the place, you've got the degree, you've got the animals, you've got the relationship, you've got the volunteer organizations, you've got the nonprofit things, you've got the blah, 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 right? Check, 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 check. Yet, why was I so miserable on the inside? There's something deeper to explore. And that's what was missing. I was do, just like you said at the beginning, doing all of those things instead of being. And our coach and mentor, Maston Kipp, shout out to Maston if he's ever listening.
Hey, Maston.
He teaches that purpose is a feeling. Purpose is feeling. And it's because when we can embody feelings and emotions, and the ones that resonate very high for us on the vibrational scale, frequency scale, then that's not only the frequency that we're putting out, but that's also what we're getting back to. So for me, there's this purpose statement exercise that we go through, and being seen and feeling special are very, very, very important feelings to me. And so me embodying and seeing myself in those ways with those emotions and feelings, but also that's how I love to show up in the world and give to others and serve and lead in those ways too, to see people and to help them feel special.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I want to not run over that too quickly, is we do have an incredibly powerful activity and exercise in which we take our clients through, both at our retreats and with our one-on-one clients in our coaching programs, which reveals every single time a life-altering emotional response when our clients and when our retreat participants see what happens and how they generate their own purpose statement, and how it's absolutely life-changing. Because then, as you were alluding to earlier, then we have a foundation in which to make our decisions moving forward. Does this fall in line with our purpose? And if it doesn't, then perhaps we make a different choice, right? And so often this floundering or this misunderstanding of where we're supposed to be without purpose in life goes without a grounding, goes without, well, I'm not sure who I am. I'm not sure where I'm going, which again goes back to this individual coming to our event this week, says, I don't even know who I am. And I need help to try to understand that. And we'll certainly be providing that for her. She doesn't know that yet. She may be listening, but we'll certainly be a guide on her pathway. And yeah. Go ahead.
Then, so a thought just came to mind where people are so at war with loving themselves, right? That's what this woman certainly mentioned to you. I don't know how to love myself is one of the things she said. And I hear that often with current clients. I hear that with prospective clients, people that I meet in the community. That's a big thing. Like self-love is a very buzzwordy thing going around right now in the self-development world. And then I just think about, how can you love yourself if you're not even sure who you are? So imagine like establishing and finding purpose in you and really understanding and knowing who you are. Oh my gosh. And that's where the love can really begin to grow and flourish and blossom into just the highest possible expression form of love back towards ourselves. And then it's just like a domino effect, because the more we then can know and love ourselves, the more we then can know and love others, whether it's parents or children or spouses or family members and friends and strangers that we meet in the community. It all just piggybacks on one another. And I would be bold enough to say that I feel like purpose is the root of healing.
That's so good. Purpose is the root of healing, which is what we're helping our clients do so often. You said something to the effect that we so often put so much energy and time into those roles that we play. We think that's what's giving us purpose, right? If I just put more time and energy and love into someone or something else, then I will receive purpose back. And it's just the opposite, right? Is we have to begin with ourselves first to understand the purpose. The more that we pour into ourselves, it's the old adage, you put on the oxygen mask first on the plane, right? You fill your cup first so that you can pour into others. But it's such a backward notion. Certainly it says, oh, I'm going to give to others, and that's going to make me feel good. That's going to serve my purpose. When in reality, it's let's identify the purpose first. What's your unique purpose? Like what makes you drive? Shout out to Justin Janowski, our former coach and current friend, certainly my coach, my first coach. And I'll never forget, he said, in essence, he was talking about purpose to me in a coaching session. And he said, this was before I launched Daring Deeply. It was before I really started formally coaching. And he said, David, in some capacity or another, for the past 20 years, you've been coaching people and not getting paid for it. So stop it. And I remember it being so convicting. And he was, in essence, challenging me to live into my purpose, where I had been dabbling and trying to find ways to dance around my true purpose. And the reasons why I was dancing around it was I was fearful of understanding what that true purpose was and how it can provide a living, how it can serve and support others. Am I really good at this? Will anyone care? Will anyone listen? Will anyone extend to me the love and support and service to understand that that's my purpose, that they'll actually listen and follow and take what I have to present in wisdom and insight and actually apply it to their lives to find their own purpose. It was all doubtful for me. And so then I danced around and tried to find other careers and other purposes and this and that. But ultimately, I know, and I've said this so many times, is that I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing when I was 12 years old. It's taken decades for me to really lean into it. And without those decades, though, to bleed into and serve my purpose, I wouldn't have found the true essence of my purpose, which is serving and supporting and finding transformation and healing in others.
Wow, that's so beautiful. It gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps. You say goosebumps. Goosebumps on my goosebumps.
I would say most people, including myself, share that fear you were talking about. And that fear is kind of compromising the relationship that we want to build with our purpose. I know I've let fear hold me back.
The relationship we have with our purpose. Oh, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, those watching, those listening, this is the one of the many brilliances of Paige Stuart, is dropping those power wisdom bombs right here. Is relationship. Did y'all hear that? Relationship with our purpose. Would you speak to that a little bit more? What does that mean? And if the answer is, I have no idea, that's cool too.
Well, I think like anything, I mean, everything in life is relationship, right? It's having a relationship with the gym or having a relationship with a certain article of clothing, right? When to wear it on certain days. And maybe I'm just speaking to the feminine audience here. But
I like a nice press shirt. Yeah.
Same with like a relationship with food and nutrition and workouts and just relationships. All decisions and choices is establishing relationship with whatever you are choosing. And so if you're choosing to pursue your purpose and to help quest and find and de-layer and figure out what the heck is who you are at your core. Like, you are establishing relationship with your purpose. You are on pursuit. You are pursuing a healthy relationship with this versus continuing to let fear kind of sever that connection. Fear is kind of like this third party, this unwanted third party that's showing up and preventing the relationship with your purpose to move forward. And so the more that you work at it, right? So relationships take work, consistent work, and action. Newsflash.
Flash, y'all.
And
say that again.
yeah. And so the same applies when you are pursuing your purpose and trying to identify what the heck that is so that you can embody it and just fully become it. And it takes work day in and day out. And some days it's more work than others, right? And it's kind of like this roller coaster effect where some days you're working a lot, and then other days, oh, it's not quite there. I kind of fell off. Well, okay, that means we're going back up again. And so we're kind of just riding the wave and continuing to put in the work to create the most authentic, healthy, embodied, fully expressed version of this relationship between us and the reason why we're on this planet. Did that?
Yeah, that was beautiful. No, it was absolutely stunning. It reminded me of something else that Mastin, by the way, Mastin Kipp, Kipp. I highly encourage you to follow him on Instagram. Again, he's one of our coaches and mentors. It reminded me of something that he said is your purpose is there. It's going with or without you.
Wow.
When I heard him say that for the first time, it launched into my soul and said, I have to, in essence, catch up to it because it's going without me or with me, right? That there is this unbounding pursuit and love that I must have for my purpose. And when I find it and I can pursue it, right, it will continuously give me those beautiful breadcrumbs to follow, right? And to know that, oh, this is bigger than me, right? And also what I say to myself and to our clients as well is the world needs you in your purpose. The world is missing you when you're not in your purpose. That's precisely what we want and what we do and what we help with our clients to realize and to move into that purpose and use it again as a barometer, use it as a filter. As you were saying, is the purpose stands as a grounding effect for us to understand, oh, I'm either going to make this decision toward my purpose or this one that's moving away from my purpose, and therefore it's our grounding effect. And that's why this exercise, this activity that we provide our clients is incredibly powerful, which I have to give credit to Mastin Kipp too, is it's certainly something that we've taken from his coaching and mentoring as well. So, all right, so if we were going to did you want to comment on that?
I will jump in and piggyback on what you so beautifully stated. So we don't pick our purpose. It's just like chosen for us. And whether it's a divine assignment or a spiritual assignment or whatever you believe to be true, we don't pick it ourselves. It is given to us and we are born with it. And I love how you said it is something greater than us. And it truly, truly is. And that's where like the power lies. That's where the power and the it's just like magic, full body magic. Because once, the pursuit of it, and then once we can find it and feel it and just spread it and be it, that's how we are serving the world and making the world a better place, just like you said.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think thanks for saying that. Yeah, I agree with all that. It reminds me of, people will say, so, what is the purpose of what David and Paige are doing? What is the purpose of Daring Deep? And I'll just share this, and I can continue to share this with folks, is that ultimately what David and Paige are here to do is to bring incredible impact and wisdom and insight to people who have incredible impact upon the world. So what does that mean, right? What does that mean? It's for those who are interested, what we want to pursue, what David and Paige's purpose, what the purpose of Daring Deeply is to bring insight and wisdom to those who are already making great impact, i.e., Will Smith, if you're listening, we want to work with you, right? Oprah, if you're listening, we want to work with you. We want to be able to provide that coaching, love, and support to those who already have the ears and eyes of millions or billions, right? We feel so, you and I have had private conversations so much about this, and now we're having a public conversation. So you talk about expanding the purpose and letting people know is that this is absolutely what we were created and crafted to do together, is to bring wisdom and insight and an awakening to folks who already have a presence with the world around them. That we want to love folks who have eyes and ears on them, right? If we want to use the word politician or celebrity or thought leader or whoever you want to say, but we know that we have the skill set and growing into that skill set to be able to impact these people who are having so much impact. That's our purpose, right? And how did we get there? Like, how did you and I even begin to understand that? And as it shifts and it continues to elevate and mold into reality as we manifest that, where did it come from? Oh my gosh, trial and error. How many conversations have you and I had about this, about our individual journeys growing up through life, and then us coming together both as a couple and in partnership in business? Is like, oh my gosh, I think we were crafted and designed and created to have impact and insight with these particular individuals.
Boom. Wow. That gave me goosebumps just kind of hearing it and realizing that this was a live recording. It's no longer private conversations. And this is amazing. It felt really good to hear you speak so passionately and openly.
Write that down, Bob.
Openly about that. Oh my gosh, goosebumps, chills, all the feelings.
Yeah. And thank you. And thank you, sweetie, for providing that other side of the conversation in really molding and understanding that purpose for us. So as we wrap this up, as we say, great conversations are never completed. We simply put them on pause. So as we wrap up this particular podcast, I want to convey to our audience that their purpose can be discovered, will be discovered, is absolutely real, and it's already there. It's a matter of them discovering, and this is precisely how we help our clients do so, and how we will continue to do that with those with whom we work with. So it feels absolutely, it gave me goosebumps too. I was even speaking about this and I thought, oh my gosh, that's absolutely, it was confirming. It was confirming and affirming. So if you hear that from me, or if you've been watching that from me and from Paige today, like, oh my gosh, they seem like they know their purpose. We do. Now, here's the deal. Here's the cool thing about the spirituality of this, about the manifestation, about the elevation of this. Could that change tomorrow? Sure. Could it change next year? Sure. But what we know right now, we are in the deep confidence and security and safety of knowing that that's where we're going, right? And until we feel and hear, right, that we're moving in a different direction, this is what we know, and that's what we're pursuing. So those of you that are watching and listening, if you're interested in knowing, wow, I would love to have that type of confidence in how I move forward in life. Like, what is this purpose all about? Well, that's why we're here. We would love to have a conversation with you. We're always open to see if it's potentially a good fit to work together, and in helping understand purpose and healing and trauma and all the things that we do to get to that purpose statement. That's all I got to say today. Maybe.
That was amazing, all of it. Thank you so much for leading us in this conversation. It was another powerful one.
Any last words? Any thoughts? You got anything for us? I keep asking for jokes.
Yeah,
I think one of these days you're going to have a joke.
One of these days I will have a joke, and I'm going to totally catch you off guard.
You are, and I'm going to lose it, right?
So
Which, it doesn't.
Watch out.
So
here it
watch
comes.
out. Here she comes again. Thank you, Paige. Well, let's go ahead and sign off. Again, I will say, hey, if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about what we do at Daring Deeply and how we help folks just like you understand past pain and trauma and moving toward purpose in life and navigating through that through life and love and leadership and all of that, let us know. And we can be found all over the place. Our website is daring-deeply.com. We have a YouTube channel, which you probably are watching this on, or certainly our podcast, and it can be found on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And I think we're going to sign off and get ready to welcome some amazing folks this week. for our ladies retreat. So if you're interested in knowing more about all of that, let us know. We'd love to have a conversation, see if it's a good fit.
Yes.
Is that it?
That sounds amazing. That's it.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, friends. Until next time, we'll see you. Oh, and don't forget, you can always dare deeply. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.